Hey guys, what's up? This is Adam from Adam's Trail Notes, and today we are going to be discussing the 7 steps that you need to set up your camera and start taking amazing images. Let's get into it. So, you just got your camera delivered to your doorstep and you are so excited. After ripping open the box, you're about to run off and take amazing pictures, but first, you need to do some initial setup to get your camera working properly. Now, I do want to explain a few things very quickly. Sadly, you cannot just buy the camera and lens and everything starts magically working. Along with your camera, you need to buy some batteries, specifically ones that go with your camera, and an SD card, so you have a place where your images are stored. And to reiterate, for your camera to work and take pictures, you need those 2 items, a battery and an SD card. Alright, now on to the first step. Charging your battery. Obviously, the only way to turn on your camera is with a charged battery. So find that battery and plug that baby in. Now, charging can take a few hours, but if you are extremely eager, I recommend waiting at least 30 minutes so you have a proper charge so you can start messing around with your camera. Once the battery is charged, find the battery compartment, which is usually underneath the camera, and slide the battery in. Now that you have a charged battery in your camera, you can go and turn it on. And one of the first messages you might be prompted with is to set up your time and date. If you're not prompted with this setting, go to your camera's menu and select the time and date option. Setting the time and date is necessary so you know exactly when you took your images. This is great for the importation and editing process so you can stay very organized. Next up, you will need to format your SD card. This is one of, if not the most important part of your camera, so whatever you do, be careful with the SD card. It is where all of your images and videos are stored. The SD card slot is usually located next to the battery compartment or on the side of the camera. Do not force it. If it doesn't feel like it's going in, turn it around, slowly slide the SD card in all the way, and you'll hear a little click. And bam! Your SD card is in. And after the memory card is introduced to the camera, you might be prompted with a message that asks you to format the SD card. All this means is that when you import your photos onto your computer, all the folders will be set up correctly. After formatting your SD card, go back to the menu and look for image quality. Here you can pick which file format you want to shoot in, either JPEG or RAW. RAW files do take up more space, but they are exactly what they mean. They're raw files. They capture all of the data and do not manipulate it at all, which means they give you more flexibility when editing, which is a great option in my opinion. JPEG files are smaller, but they are a formatted file, which means that they will lessen the dynamic range in the image. The mode dial is responsible for which camera mode you are in. The most popular ones are manual mode, shutter priority mode, aperture priority mode, and auto mode. The mode dial decides which settings you can and can't control. For example, manual mode lets you control all of your settings. Once you are in manual mode, you can control all of the main settings, such as shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. An important step, however, is to locate which dials and buttons control each of these important settings. The shutter speed dial is usually located on the upper right side of the camera, and aperture and ISO buttons vary from camera to camera, so the best bet is just to look up where they are on your given camera. Once you have identified where all of the settings are, you can now start changing them to get different results in your images. And last but not least is knowing where the live view mode button is. Live view mode is the button that controls when you can see through the viewfinder, when you push your eye against the camera, or when you can see on the big screen on the back of the camera. All DSLR cameras can preview either through the viewfinder or the live view screen, but only once at a time, not including mirrorless cameras, which can do both simultaneously. This means that if you have a DSLR and you are looking through the viewfinder, you will not be able to see the image on the live view screen. Vice versa, if you're looking at the live view mode, you will not be able to look through the viewfinder unless you switch the button. Once you click the button, it will either transfer to the LCD screen or the viewfinder. And again, since this button varies so much from camera to camera, the best bet you have is just to look up where it is on your specific camera. There you have it. With these 7 steps, you should be able to know where the most important parts are on your camera and begin taking images. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Please comment down below if you enjoyed it, and if you have any other video ideas you would like me to make. How about you just punch that like button, turn on that notification bell, and subscribe for more content. Plus, if you want to learn about night photography, I have a free night photography checklist that you can download below, and that explains all the steps so you can be very prepared when you start taking night photos, and it has some settings that you can use to start shooting the Milky Way and star trails right away. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Adam from Adam's Trail Notes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you out there.